How is it going, my heroes, my villains, and everybody in between? Sean Ross here, and welcome back, guys, to another live reaction to My Hero Academia. We are on manga chapter number 306, and I currently don't have the chapter title in front of me, which means the title is most likely a spoiler for what is about to transpire, and that has me very, very excited. I want to know what this title is and what is about to go down in this week's chapter.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
We're in the endgame now.
And I am just hoping we will be continuing off where last chapter ended. Because after we had Deku give his answer about how he wants to try to save the young Tenko Shimura within Shigaraki, we saw the first user turn around and tell the second and third to back away from the walls and to come join in on the conversation. So going into this chapter, we are either going to continue off from this point and learn more about the second and third user, or knowing Horikoshi is probably just teasing us and we are about to cut away to something else entirely. But whatever the case may be, I am just hyped and excited to see where this week's chapter is going to go. So, mount ladies and gentle criminals, without further ado, let's dive right into chapter 306, and let's kick this chapter off with a brand new color page.
You'll be fine, Tomura Shigaraki. Take all this experience, loathing, and regret, and use it as you move forward.
I believe that young Izuku is the right person to succeed me. He is my choice to become the world's next symbol of peace. Now, it's your turn.
Yo! This looks amazing right here! I don't know how, but Horikoshi always seems to outdo himself with each new color page. It's insane. We can see both Deku and Shigaraki sitting atop a mound of TVs right here, each of them holding one in hand, but then you can see both of their mentors showing up on the opposite screen. Shigaraki holding on to All Might, and Deku holding on to All for One. What an image right here. Though I do find it interesting that Deku is drawn with Gran Torino's cape right here. Especially coming off of the end of last chapter with Nana stating that Gran Torino is still alive.
Coincidence? I think not!
Really makes you think.
Could this possibly be foreshadowing? Could Deku possibly inherit that from Gran Torino? I mean, we have seen Deku wear it in past color pages. That could be the case. Though it does help Deku match up with Shigaraki right here, where you have both of their tattered capes flowing in the wind.
Look!
Ooh, but if you look at Shigaraki's arm right here, you can see those cracks beginning to form. The same cracks that we saw going down Shinomori's face.
Identical.
That right there is a nice little detail. Man, I absolutely love this color page that Horikoshi has given us. But for now, I'm ready to dive into the actual first page and to see what this chapter has in store for us.
Hello?
And on the first page, we are coming out of the Vestige dreamscape.
Gotcha, bitch!
That is not what I wanted to see. Damn it. I was so hoping we would be continuing off with the conversation and getting the reveals on the second and third user. But it looks like Horikoshi was in fact teasing us.
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
It's not words, exactly. More like feelings flowing from you. Your chat with the predecessors. The truths about One for All. My master's inner conflict. And then you can hear knocks on the door from behind All Might, which you know that is coming from Genis and Hawks. You see All Might turn around and take his hand off of Deku's cast. I only sense these things faintly, but I feel them flowing into me. What your quirkless self has to say, though not exactly in words. And we see All Might opening the door to reveal Genis and Hawks. Pleased to meet you, All Might. They say I'm the kind of man who moves a little too fast, so I've sped over here in a hurry with questions for you, and we see him continue to tap away at his phone. A bit rude, no? And Genis is like, can we be a little bit more considerate? I mean, this is All Might we are speaking to right here. Is Midoriya in bad shape? And we see All Might wiping a tear away. No, he's okay. Bound to wake up shortly, in fact. How can I help you, Hawks? And we have All Might leaving Deku's room, but then Ochako rushing in there to check on her man to make sure Deku is okay. This concerns One For All and Midoriya. You have that zoom in shot on All Might's eye.
I can't lie!
He knows what this is about. He was expecting this. This was a long time coming. When some of the heroes who were part of the big battle quit their jobs, they told the media what they'd heard. And word's been spreading ever since. Endeavor has just informed me that Shigaraki was going after Midoriya. Maybe someone misspoke or misheard, but even if this intel is wrong, it's worth filling in the gaps. Because, going forward, it won't just be villains we're fighting. We're up against all of society as well. Oh, and you have All Might flashing back to that moment when he had to tell Deku, after he accidentally told Bakugo about the secret of One For All, just how important keeping this a secret is.
This time I'll let things slide. Just make sure this doesn't happen again. You need to think carefully about the responsibility that comes with this power. If word got out that One For All could be passed on, villains across the globe would come for you, trying to take it. You must keep this secret to ensure your own well-being, true, but also for the safety of the world.
This secret is all that prevents society from falling into chaos. It's also meant to protect you. Understand? I suppose we're way past this point already. The ones who won't give up, huh? Ooh, and I like that split panel shot showing the determined looks in both Best Jeanist and Hawks' eyes, and All Might's realizing these two have not given up yet. We need privacy. Follow me. I'll tell you everything. And here we go, two more are entering the fold. Best Jeanist and Hawks.
Now that it's come to this, I can explain what's happened between me and young Midoriya. That's only fair. The true name of my power is One For All.
And now that these two are in on the secret, I'm really curious to see how many more people are going to find out. Is it going to be another select few, or will all of society end up knowing the secret of One For All? I'm very curious to see moving forward. But for right now, it looks like we're cutting away from All Might and heading over to UA and going into Principal Nezu's office, where he's currently on the phone with somebody. Yes, we'll be relying on the government's cooperation. This is a request from an alumnus, so of course we'll respond right away. And it looks like Principal Nezu already has plans in motion. That high specs quirk coming in handy right now. 3 days had passed, but the panic showed no signs of dying down. The unease steadily spread, but not everyone was out for blood. And it looks like we are cutting over to the press conference from hell, for Hawks, Endeavor, and Best Jeanist to be chewed out by reporters with their angry questions they are about to receive.
3 days later.
What's with that attitude? What? Are you mocking us? You're the one who said you'd hold a press conference!
We are here to apologize. We take responsibility for any trauma caused by our negligence.
They wanted heroes to be shining pillars of decency, and to insist they'd done nothing wrong. Amid the unease, they wanted reassurance. More than anything, the public needed something to cling to. And we got Endeavor speaking. He spoke the truth, and for what I've done, I cannot apologize enough.
What the fuck?
And you just see the shocked look on all the reporters' faces right here, hearing this from Endeavor. He is confirming that what Dabi said in his broadcast is 100% true, and he's bowing and apologizing, and the reporters can't believe what they are hearing right now. Endeavor spoke freely and openly about his and his family's sickening past. Whoa, it's all over for that dude. And we have some otaku cat guy sitting in his own filth as he's watching this broadcast on his computer.
Uh-oh, looks like he's copying an attitude. This guy's finished.
How terrible. Man, I was on that guy's side, but yeesh. He should have just said it was all a bunch of lies. And you can see Can't You See Kid in this panel right here.
This is terrible! You've changed! I miss the old Endeavor! Can't you see? Whoa, can't you see?
And after hearing this from Endeavor, the reporters look so pissed and are just bombarding him with more questions. It's all true, you say, but the accusations about Hawks and Best Jeanist clearly wasn't. And now Hawks is chiming in. My supposed assassination of Best Jeanist was a ploy to help me infiltrate the enemy ranks. But that fact doesn't negate the rest of the accusations. Ooh, and now we are kind of getting a good look at the burns and the damage that Hawks received. He's got a nice scar on his face and neck right here from Dabi. The bit about my father and the part about me killing a fleeing villain were both true. And silence falls over the reporters again as more shocked faces appear. I did indeed conceal the details about my father, and for that, I apologize. And Hawks does the same thing and bows. As for the matter of Bubai Gawara, I felt I was left with no choice at the time. If he had been allowed to wield his quirk freely, we would be looking at more widespread death and destruction. And Hawks is not wrong with that statement right there. He made a decision in that moment to sacrifice the one in order to save the many. Because can you imagine if we had Gigantomachia's rampage combined with Twice's Sad Man's Parade? The situation would have went from bad to worse, and there would have been a hell of a lot more casualties. I couldn't find a proper way to help him atone for his crimes, and that is truly a shame. It speaks to my lack of character.
Sup, bitch?
Yo, who is this female reporter standing up right now?
I have a few questions regarding some of the fraudulent acts you've committed.
Here she comes to wreck the day!
What kind of question is she about to ask? A question, if I may. During Gigantomachia's rampage, my mother was horribly wounded.
Oh no.
Oh, this just got personal with her question right here. She is not going to let the pro heroes off the hook with this one. You saying it's all true, sorry, isn't going to change this state of affairs. Do you have the slightest idea how many people have lost their homes in just under a week? How can you stand there pretending it's all over, like what's done is done? Sure, villains are directly to blame, but your mistakes caused all this, and none of your faces show you understand that. If we showed you our pain and exhaustion and tears, would that somehow fix everything? And that response from Endeavor just made this woman even angrier. What? Obviously not. You need to put society at ease. You need to take down every last villain. That's how, you're exactly right. That's how I, as Endeavor, can atone. Yo, that switch in Endeavor right there, that look in his eye changed. Before, he was talking to the reporters as Enji Todoroki, but after receiving this question from this woman, he switched into hero mode. He is now answering, as Endeavor, the #1 pro hero.
Bruh, look at this dude.
And then we go over to Best Jeanist chiming in to provide some answers, but he looks so ridiculous with this long neck suit he is wearing right here. And yet, with our ranks shrinking, heroes are ill-equipped to protect the masses at large. Therefore, we hope to reduce the overall sphere that requires our protection. What? What does that mean? And all the reporters are wondering what Best Jeanist is trying to say with this response. On the heels of discussing with the government, from today forward, UA High School and other hero programs will put their expansive, well-secured campuses to use as designated evacuation shelters. The students' parents have already begun the process of taking shelter. And there we go. We can see Bakugo's mom and Deku's mom alive and well. They did not die due to Makia's rampage. But this is a pretty good plan moving forward. So this must have been the thing that Principal Nezu was talking about on the phone with the government.
Nevertheless, I believe I know what we need to do to ease the concerns the public has expressed. We must strengthen the faith people have in the heroes we have left.
This is a good way to reduce that sphere Best Jeanist is talking about and allow the limited number of pro heroes to do their job and clean up the streets. So with no path forward, you expect people to just accept living in shelters? Ooh, and Endeavor just slams his hands on the desk right there. He's getting a bit angry right now. This is all for finding a path forward. Your criticisms and doubts, direct them all at me, not at the people who will be putting their lives on the line. I want all of you to just watch me. Yo, Endeavor!
I can feel it. Some unseen thing that you built up in your prime is beginning to crumble. What does it mean to be a symbol? That's what I want to know. All Might. So instead, just watch what I do.
That is awesome to hear him say that right there. Him using that line when he was inducted as the new #1, saying, just watch what I do, just watch me, as he ignites the flames around his eyes. Endeavor is back, and Endeavor is here to lead them moving forward. He is going to be Atlas, placing the world on his shoulders, and is basically telling the public, put your burdens and your stress onto me, and don't put it on the other pro heroes. Allow them to do the work. I will carry this burden for everyone right now. Yo, that is awesome to hear Endeavor say that.
Fight me.
And speaking of the other pro heroes, we can see Mount Lady, Wash, Aizawa with an eye patch right here, my girl Mirko tightening that tourniquet around her arm, as well as Kamui Woods. Some pro heroes may be down and injured, but some of them are going to come back because they are not done fighting yet. But Aizawa has an eye patch, so he did get damaged when Shigaraki tried to scratch him. I am wondering if that is permanent or not, but I am so happy to see my girl Mirko alive and well, and that look on her face is saying she is ready to hop back into action. And I am hoping they give my girl a robotic arm.
Hello, babe.
Where's the fight? On its way.
Yes, the heroes were put through a sieve. And if you define hero as someone that people look up to and count on, then the heroes really did vanish that day. And yet, some were still prepared to stand up and fight. And then we see Toya / Dabi grinning right here. So, I didn't go far enough. Looks like you gotta do a little bit more to tear your father down, Toya. When Endeavor was asked about One for All, he replied, I don't know, so that Deku and All Might wouldn't have targets on their backs. And that is a smart play moving forward. You do not want the One for All secret out and about and putting a target on both Deku and All Might's back. But now we're going over to UA Heights Alliance and going over to Class 1A. Hey guys, this is nuts. Midoriya left a letter on my door.
What?
Whoa, 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 whoa.
What the fuck?
What's going on right here?
Look!
Hey, a note!
Yeah, but turn it over! There's a letter!
You're right.
Uraraka, thank you for everything. I felt that I had to reveal my secret to everyone in Class A, so I'm leaving these letters for you guys. My unique power was passed down to me from All Might. So he's telling all of Class 1A about the secret of One for All through individual letters. You got one too. What's going on with him? And we see Shoji, Kaminari, Kirishima, and Mineta wondering what the hell is going on. We can see Sue holding a letter as well, but Ochako is just reading her letter with just this shocked expression on her face. All for one, so the villains are after him? At Midoriya, what's the big idea? My unique power was passed down to me from All Might, which is why Shigaraki and All for One are now coming after me.
Where's Deku?
But if you define a hero as someone willing to suffer in silence, then who's there for them when they're in pain?
It's just... I can't help but think that I could have done more. What if I'd been faster or stronger? I want to save people. This buzz in my chest. What am I doing? I don't like this. Why do I feel so flustered?
And Ochako, after reading through the letter, just places it on her forehead and says, "That dummy." Oh, he just revealed his secret to all of Class 1A. They now know moving forward. But that line right there, going back to what Ochako said, her mission and her drive was to be that hero that could be there for other heroes when they needed help. And yet, after reading this letter, she can tell Deku needs help, but it makes it seem like he is leaving before anyone can even offer. Yo, double page spread right here, and it looks like Deku is finally awake, and he's looking like a badass as he's just staring at the city landscape around him. April.
You what?
Deku left the Hero Academy.
Behold.
Yo, no way. And the title of this week's chapter is The Final Act Begins. Yo!
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm!
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
We're in the endgame now.
Now I know why the title of this week's chapter was a spoiler and was kept to the very end of this chapter. Yo, I was not expecting this at all. With all the aftermath we have been getting with Todoroki, with Bakugo, with the All for One vestige conversation, I never thought Deku would actually get up and leave after his first year at UA. He is leaving his Hero Academia.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Yo, I did not expect this, but this has me so excited for where the story is about to go. Yo! And just look at this double page spread with Deku going full on Batman with this pose on top of this gargoyle on some skyscraper as he's staring off into the distance and seeing some buildings collapse.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman! Fight between villain groups!
And he is wearing Gran Torino's tattered cape.
Called it.
So the color page was foreshadowing. How did he get it? After waking up, did Deku talk with Gran Torino? Is Gran Torino still alive? Or did he actually inherit it after Gran Torino passed?
I have so many questions!
Yo, I have so many questions right now, but that look in Deku's eyes, like he's determined, but yet he's like sad at the same time for what he has had to do. And all he can say is, a giant villain, which is a great callback to Chapter 1.
Oh, that's one huge supervillain!
Yo, I was not expecting the story to go in this direction, for Deku to leave after his first year at UA, but this opens the doors for so many possibilities. That is the end of this week's chapter. Next chapter hits March 28th.
Welcome, Izuku. You have made it. You're now part of the Hero Academia.
I know who I'm meant to be, and that's what I'll train for! At UA or not, I swear it! I will be the #1 hero!
And the best part about this is we are not on break. I cannot wait to see what next chapter has in store. I am so glad I was not spoiled on this chapter, as well as the title. So many people were hyping this chapter up. I gotta say, it definitely lives up to the hype. We are leaving Hero Academy behind. So while the rest of Class 1A decides what they're going to do, whether they're going to stay in school, I could potentially see some of them, maybe even Ochako, going out to search for Deku. But right now, Deku is on a mission. I'm not sure what he talks about with the past users, but he came to a decision that this is something he needs to do. But with this comes so many questions. Does All Might know about this? Is Gran Torino alive or dead? How come Deku has his tattered cape? What is Deku's plans moving forward? Could he potentially be in America? Because I don't know what Japanese buildings have gargoyles built on them. But I am just excited for what the future of MHA has for us. So with that, guys, that right there is my live reaction to chapter 306 of My Hero Academia. This right here is definitely a game changer of a chapter, and with it, it brings to a close the longest arc we have had in MHA thus far. But for now, I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on the events of this chapter, and what are your guys' thoughts on getting to see Best Jeanist, Hawks, possibly Endeavor, and Class 1A learn the secret of One for All, and then with the ending of this chapter, with Deku abandoning his academia and going out into the real world, where do we go from here as we enter the final arc? Leave your thoughts down in the comments below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel and click that bell icon that you guys can be alerted for every new MHA reaction that pops up on the channel. But if you guys want to talk about other things or talk about MHA outside of YouTube, feel free to also follow me over on Twitter. A link to my Twitter account can also be found in the description down below. That's going to do it for me here, guys. So until next week, when we have chapter 307 of My Hero Academia, and we enter a new arc, I'll talk to you guys next time. But remember, go beyond plus ultra!